Hey mates, and welcome to Blindformers. I'm your host, Blind Prime, and for today we're going to be doing the thing that I've been wanting to do for over a year. We're going to assemble Devastator. I am excited about this, and I have specifically held off showing you anything about Devastator because I felt Devastator was just going to be such a good combiner that I had to show you him all at once. There was going to be no teasing with this guy. No, ooh, doesn't that taste nice? No, nothing like that. No samples. We were waiting for the big meal, and that's today. And I am very happy to bring him to you because I have been waiting a long time to talk about this Transformer with you. I was so let down by CW Devastator. CW Devastator was just such a letdown, and I'm very happy that I have Transformers that are so much better than CW Devastator. Today we're going to go to it in depth. We're going to teach how to verbally construct Devastator from his Constructacons into his Devastator form. And if you wouldn't mind, please like the video, because that always helps. And, share with all of your friends and family on social medias and be like, hey, come look at this blind guy building a Devastator. Do whatever you have to do to get people to watch it. Even if it makes fun of me, I don't care. I need the views, I need the audience attention, and I need the audience retention. So please help me build this community up. We're going strong. We've got 2,300 subscribers, and we are doing quite well for ourselves here at Blind Prime. But we always enjoy having more people joining us. It is just a blast, and I love sharing my joy and love of Transformers with all of you because they just bring a spark of happiness to my heart. And in a time where you just turn on the news and find unhappy things, isn't it nice to have something that gives you a spark of happiness? Makes you relax for a moment and smile? Because that's what this Devastator does to me. It makes me smile. And that's why I'm sharing them with you. Because I love sharing the things that make me smile. So without further ado and blathering on, let's get right into it. And don't forget to leave a comment. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, what's wrong with you? Subscribe already. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you will get a kick out of my antics. Okay, let's start off by removing some weapons from some Transformers. I've got 3 of the Constructacons up here with me right now, and we are just going to make sure we get that gun off of Hook. There it goes. So, we got Mixmaster, Hook, and the Scrapper right now. We're going to set Hook off to the side, and we will handle the feet first. Right? Yeah, we're going to go in feet first. So, first and foremost, when transforming your Devastator, I found it's easy. It makes him a much easier Transformer to assemble if you take off the mixing bin for Mixmaster. If you just take that off, that's going to make your life a lot easier. And there's a gun on top of him we should remove. And by the way, I forgot to mention, I screwed up the Blindformers episode for Mixmaster, and I forgot to squeeze him in a bit more and bend a couple of hinges backwards. So the siege port that I was talking about, was sitting at an angle, is actually just supposed to sit flat on top of him. I feel so foolish now. But blind people problems. Sometimes I transform the Transformer wrong, and you know what? I got no clue of reference. But while I was messing with this guy today in preparation of the video, I learned that I had mistransformed him, and those joints that made him go at a 45 and then kind of a little flat plane and then 45-degree angle. That joint in the middle was supposed to be bent upwards at a 90-degree angle. So the 45-degree angle slope becomes a perfectly horizontal slope that runs across the top of the truck mode. And that is where I screwed up. I totally forgot to bend those knees, and that is on me. Plenty of people are going to watch that video and like, he's mistransforming. Though none have mentioned it in the comments. And I always tell my viewers and my listeners, like, if you see something I did wrong, please mention it in the comments. I won't be affronted. I won't be offended. I will be gracious because, we're all learning together and we're all having fun together. So it's okay if I mess up and you're like, hey, you messed up there. Because then I'll be like, oh, oops, and fix my problem. Because I want to make sure that I do the best job for you. Now, let's go ahead and assemble this guy. First and foremost, you want to kind of bend the back of the truck up on those little knee hinges in there, And then over here at the front, we're going to go ahead and pull out the front of the vehicle. And the front of the vehicle is going to go on the top of the vehicle. This is a weird part of the transformation, but it's a lot of fun. So we're going to rotate this entire thing around. And while we're rotating it around, make sure you put your fingers inside the area and ensure that those knees aren't going to collapse the wrong way. And this should just rest down. And then this piece will, the front of the vehicle will fold up and snap into place. It does like a little soft snap there. And now we've got to kind of do a little bit of squeezing. And we're just going to squeeze that in and forwards. There it goes. You hear those nice little snaps? That means that it's locked in. Now we're going to come around here to the back and pull down his robot heels. Remember in robot mode he had these heels? Yeah, we're going to pull each of those down. And now his robot toes are going to fold forwards. And they're going to act as bracers. So when these robot toes aren't folded down, this knee can fold up. This heel can fold up. But when this little bracer's folded down, it stops that from going up all the way, and that's a good thing. I really appreciate that they took the time to consider that, and that is a nice leg. And just so you know, the ratchet, there it goes, ratcheted. Yeah, good old ratchets. Look at that. Look at that insane, that's an insane foot joint there. But this is his left foot, judging by the ratchet. So we're going to set him over here off to the left with this cement mixer, which we will put back in when we attach the foot. Next step, come over here to Scrapper. We're going to go ahead and disengage Scrapper's arms from the side of the vehicle mode. And then they're going to rotate down on each side. Now we're going to take his scoop, and the scoop is going to get picked up all the way, but not like over the canopy all the way. We're going to just kind of push the arms down like he's still in vehicle mode, but we're going to pick this scoop up so it's 90 degrees, and it's going to lock into place, but it doesn't, and then we're going to push on it, and it's going to lock it into place onto Scrapper there. Now, we got to get this little piece. Where did that little piece go? So you get this little piece that we use to attach Devastator's gun. That little piece is actually going to fold over and kind of lock into place there. It's going to be really nice. I really like how that works out. Now come over here to the arms, rotate them down, lock them into place as if you were making him his arms for robot mode. But the elbows are going to stay folded backwards, and those are going to act as his heels. Yeah. He's suddenly John Cena in the current WWE. He's a heel. Now that's a good ratchet there, but that ratchet definitely isn't as cool as the ratchet that we got for Mixmaster, which is a shame, because Mixmaster's ratchet is insane, and Scrapper's ratchet is okay. Hey now. There it goes. Oh, wait, I was doing it the wrong way. Oops. Blind people problems, you know? Okay, so this is his right heel, right foot, and this is his left foot, so we're going to set the right foot over here amongst the weapons. We're going to shift the weapons over here. Set your mixing tray to be in front of you, sir. Next step is we are going to then come over here to the hips. Get off the hips. Just pull the hips away from long haul. And we're going to move long haul back over here. Now, for the hip thing, we're going to go ahead and take off the wings on either side of the hip trailer. Yeah. This trailer's hip. Okay, we set the wings down there. Now we're going to take off the missile pods that become his hands and lower arms. They're each going to go there and there. Excellent. Now we've got the hips, and this step is actually kind of easy. So come around here to the front of the trailer where the hitch is, and just kind of pull it up. And the entire thing's going to pull up and around. And we'll talk about this trailer more on review day, but for now, we're just going to fold up this trailer a bit like origami, so that it doesn't get in the way too much. I do wish that instead of metal pins for this trailer, we got the normal ball and socket joint kind of things, so that you could kind of just rip off chunks of this thing if you wanted to. Now, next step is there are these two panels on either side of the on front of the wheels and behind the wheels, and they're each going to fold up and lock together, and this is going to be his little waist. Okay, now we're going to come over here to his legs that are sticking out And he's got his skirt, which is actually pinned into the leg. So you want to go ahead and pull the skirt up on either side. There it goes. Each skirt side is pulled up. Then we're going to rotate those legs down. Look at that. Listen to those ratchets. Good and strong. And then we're going to go ahead and fold down the little skirt pieces. There we go. And now this back little area is just going to kind of hang out back there. Rotate that down. And that's just going to hang out like the back of a skirt. That's all. So that is his hips transformed. I'm just going to kind of set his hips off there. There we go. Yeah, because he's hip. Next one is, where is my long haul? Here's my long haul. Long haul is one of the easier transformers to get into this mode. So all you need to do for long haul is pull up the front of his vehicle mode and then fold his head in there if you haven't already done that. Now, we're going to take his legs, and they're just going to fold backwards. Then we're going to take this piece that folds over the dump truck's canopy and fold that backwards and down, and it's going to act as a spacer. Then we're going to fold these legs down. Okay, so each of these legs is going to get folded down. Come on, legs. This is the difficult part because of the way the wheels work, but right. We also need to come over here to his arms, and each of his arms is going to get folded up and rest on the side of the vehicle mode. So just fold each of those arms up all the way, and they're going to kind of hang out there for now. Now we've got enough space to fold the legs up on the rear and lock them in place with each other. Come on, legs. There they go. Good legs. Who's good legs? You're good legs. Now, let's set that up there. Okay, and here we go on this side. We're going to go ahead and just kind of leave the arms just kind of hanging out over here on the sides. They're going to come into play later in the transformation for Devastator, but right now they don't really do much. They're just going to kind of hang out here, just like CW Devastator. You know, his arms are just kind of hanging out, but we can go ahead and collapse them in a bit if we want. And I'll do that right now, just to stop them from flopping around too much. There it goes. Yeah, there we are. Okay, that is Devastator's midsection. There we go. Make sure that little panel's folded down. So we got a big flat area here where everything's going to attach and connect. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be sweet. We're getting pizzas. Okay, so we're going to set that piece off to the side, and now we need our hook. So the best thing I found to transform Hook is to just take off his big old hook, and then we're going to find his the section that his hook attaches to, the little back hook, you know, the crane control unit, and we're going to slide that as far to one side as possible. Now, feel on the side of it, you'll find that there's this little piece that likes to kind of rotate out a bit, and that is actually going to be the piece that attaches to one of the arms. So we're going to pull that out and then push it until it locks into place. It's a very good lock. Now we're going to come over here to his front and pull open the cab. So the cab's on a joint, and it's just going to fold forwards, and inside of the cab is another one of those little arm piece connectors, and that's going to rotate out, and then the cab's going to fold down around it and lock it into place. There it goes, and that's locked into place. Look at that. We got two little things, but they're both sticking out the same side of the vehicle, and that's... Hook is one of the more interesting parts of Devastator just because of how he transforms, and he's a little difficult to get in the right shape, but it is pretty cool. So you want to grab the front of Hook in one hand and the back of Hook in the other, and you want to make sure that your thumbs aren't touching. Then you're going to pull on each side and pull on that side too. There we go. Now we're going to rotate. We got to first rotate the hands down because each of these arms will get in the way if you don't rotate the little arm sections down. Okay, there we go, and there we go. Nice. Now we're going to rotate the sides around, and if you feel, there will be a rectangular connection peg, and then there should be a rectangular hole on the other side. So the side that has the crane on it will have the rectangular peg, and the side that has the canopy on it will contain the hole. Now we're just going to squeeze them together. There we go. Let me do that again in front of y'all. Let's pull that apart. Okay, so there we go. Now you just squeeze that together, and there you have it. Now make sure that this little side panel didn't get too far out. Done. Now we're going to untransform his head. His head's going to transform forwards, and it's got these little connectors on the bottom of it, and it's going to connect to this little connector right here. There's a little rectangle sticking out. And the little connection's a little difficult. I know I'm saying little a lot, but oh well. It's slightly difficult to get that actually plugged in right, but we can do it. Come on now. Come on now, plug in. Plug in. Who's a good piece? Who's a good piece? You're a good piece? No. Come on. Come on now. Plug in. Plug in. They made it out of soft materials, so it is a pain to get this to actually plug in sometimes. And it's important to make sure you reach back here to the rear and you squeeze in those two joints. I just heard a snap, which tells me one of those wasn't properly squeezed in. And now the head fits right. So always make sure that these two joints that allow the hook to fold around, make sure they are both flattened. And if you have to press on them, you can press on them like I just did. But when I pressed on it, it finally snapped into place and allowed the head to finish connecting. Next step is come around to the top of the head and fold the head up. And then we're going to reach in here and fold the face out. And then we're going to fold the head back down. There we are. That's fun. And then it's going to snap into place. And I love those wonderful little snaps. Now, we are done with this next step almost. So reach underneath him. Find where his chest would have been, which is a little difficult to do. There's some feet side, and then there's a chest side over here. Now feel around on his chest, and remember when I said there was a piece that was annoying because it made up his chest, and I was hoping it would be a Devastator symbol? Well, here it is. And we're just going to kind of pull that piece out. You got to use your fingers to find it. But once you pull it out, it's going to lock into place. There it goes. And that's going to be in a connection piece. Now if you feel over here in the feet, you'll find there's a little square hole, and that little square hole is also a connection piece. So now we have Devastator's head assembled. Next step, let's come over here to, what did I knock over? All right, we've got Bone Crusher. So let me go ahead and remove Bone Crusher's weapons. I kind of just have him holding all the remaining weapons that I couldn't find to fit anywhere else. So set the little guns off to the side. The big thing goes in the center with the rest of the Devastator pieces. Little gun off to the side. Now for Bone Crusher here, this is actually one of the easiest transformations of this mode. We're going to go ahead and disconnect the feet from either side. Then we're going to rotate the feet down and fold the pull up the blade for the bulldozer, and it's going to go on its own bar hinges and just kind of hang out up there. Next step, make sure you've locked the legs into place on either side of this little slot, which we'll be using to attach. Now, feel on the inside of the legs, and you'll find that there's and you have to disassemble the legs slightly to get at it. There's these two little pins that are sticking up, and they are a pain to get out of their little joints. Come on. I wish they had included a thumb hole or something for this. Come on now. Ah. Come now. You stupid thing. Unfold. Yeah, screw it. There it goes. You gotta use your teeth sometimes, right? Okay. Let's go ahead and snap that leg back into place, but before we do, so one of these legs has this panel that folds down. It's got these two little nubbins on it. On the other leg, fold the foot down at its ankle tilt. Now, when you lock this leg back in, we can lock it back into, come on, lock into place, you stupid thing. There it goes. Now, that little piece we unfolded is resting on top of the foot, and we're just going to kind of snap them into place. Just move it around and pinch until the two little nubbins fit into the two little holes on the side of the foot, and that's locked his hinges there. That's made a very solid connection, and I love that connection. Next step, go ahead and take the big blocky thing from underneath his body and fold it out all the way. And that is assembling your Bone Crusher into Devastator's arm. Now we can just go ahead and fold this blade up in such a way that blade, there it goes. It folds over the top of the bulldozer. I like how it reverses its angle and it folds up over on top of the bulldozer. That's always a nice little thing for me. I just always enjoy it. Or you can just have it folded up over here. But we're just going to let it hang out loose and set this off to the side. One arm is complete. Final arm is over here next to the sleeping cat. Now with this arm, go ahead and take the gun out and set the gun over here to the side. Next step, come around here to the underside of him, and we're going to pull his legs out. Okay, and now these legs are going to rotate around. Everything about the underside of him is going to rotate down. There's this little flappy bit, and we're not going to worry about that, but we want to make sure that that slot that allows the arm connection to happen is pulled out and set up in such a way that it will just slide on easily. Next step, we got to do the same thing again with this piece, but this one's a little easier to get out. Right? Yeah, there it goes. I don't need to use my teeth that time. Wonderful. There we go. Slide that piece down. Fold the ankle on the other foot, on the mirror foot, so that the parts can connect. And now just kind of move it around and squeeze them in. And now we have a solid connection for the legs. I love it. Next step, fold this thing out from the underside. Okay, there it is. And make sure that we got the little underside block thing where his head is actually stored. And we got the little flappy doodle that's just going to hang out on the end of it. And then we're going to rotate that down. And that is an arm for Devastator assembled. I really like how this all comes together. Oh, one last thing. Come around here to his bucket and rotate it at its joint located close to the bottom of the vehicle. And then the bucket's actually just going to kind of rest above. It's so cool. So we're just going to rest that bucket up there, and that is the final arm complete. Yay! We did it. Okay. We have transformed all the pieces of Devastator into the right moments. So I'm going to go ahead and take the arms and set them off to the side. We're going to take Hook. We're going to set him off to the side over here. Now let's find our hips. Where'd our hips go? Where'd the hips go? Ah, here's the hips. Okay. Now let's start assembling Devastator. Now, you may think, let's start with Mixmaster first, but the Mixmaster leg is easy. What we want to start with first leg-wise is Scrappers, because I hate this one. This is my least favorite part of Devastator, and this will be the hardest part of Devastator to deassemble later, is the Hook moment. Not Hook, Scrapper. Scrapper is just a pain for Devastator. So we're going to, you gotta disconnect Scrapper's legs from each other. There they go. Now, I hate doing this, but, that's just what we gotta do. Okay, so rotate this around. Make sure that the front of his skirts are facing the front way. And now, because I have put this leg on backwards, and, I felt foolish for that. Now, if you feel on one of these lower legs, the left one has this big slidey thing that will fit into Mixmaster. The other one has this nubbin thing. And that, if you feel in there, will actually fit into these negative zones. There's 1 and 2 on either side of Scrapper's interior legs. So what we're going to do is kind of set that in there and then close his legs around it once we've locked it into place a bit. And like I said, this is the worst part, and once we get it done, rest of Devastator's a dream. So we just got to kind of assemble the foot around the leg and connect everything together. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it does not work. Come on now. Come on now. Get your stuff together, Devastator. Has that got it? This leg is always a pain. Come on now, leg. Okay, slide it in a bit further, maybe. I know once you got this guy done, he won't come apart for anything. Make sure that's correct. And that's correct. Okay. Okay. Alright. Has that got it? That connected? Nuts! Yeah. It's a little difficult to get the first connection done for this guy. That's why I'm starting with the hardest one first, because I want to just kind of get it out of the way. So we're going to lower it down to the ground and maybe try it this way. So what we're doing here is just kind of collapsing this around the leg. Okay, so that one's in. That one, come on now. Come on now. You almost had it. You almost had it. You almost had it. You're so close. You are so close. Get in there. Get in there and transform. Get in there and transform. Do it. Do it, Scrapper. I believe in you. Connect! Connect! Just fold down the backs of his legs just a bit. Maybe that will help me get some traction in here. The connection port is slipping. No, it's not wanting to connect. Come on now. No, don't untransform yourself. We're trying to transform you into Devastator. Don't you try to become a robot on me. Don't you try to become a robot on me. You're trying to become a limb, not a robot. Okay, let's get this assembled. Come on. Come on. Pull that bit up. Hold it around. Why aren't you connecting to your other leg friend? Come on now. That's stupid. I wish they had made a better connection for these two pieces, because this thing sucks at liking to connect to itself. Scrapper's legs do not like to connect. If they had just given us some round siege pegs and ports, it would be so much easier right now. Ah! Come on. Drag that leg out sideways a bit. Let's get that lined up. I don't know why the engineers at Hasbro have such a problem with circles. I don't get it. They're just the best connections for things like this. Come on, you stupid garbage piece. Connect. Darn it. Like, that side is good. The other side just refuses to line up. It's just not lining up. Ugh, man, I hate Scrapper. Come on now. Look. Pull that piece off. Let's try to put this piece on this side then. Nope, that's not connecting. And that's not connecting either. Even though I can get it connected on one side. Wait. Oh. Will you actually connect whenever I Oh, these stupid leg compartments do not ever want to combine. Alright, let's try it one more time. Make sure I got the leg not backwards, because I did it backwards with Scrapper once and that really sucked. Okay, there we go. That's the correct way. That's the correct way. Let's see if I can slide him on. Maybe I don't. Come on. Ah, there. We got it. Okay, it took a little work, took a little effort. That is literally the hardest part of this transformation is Scrapper. Done. Okay, now we can move on, and trust me, everything else is going to be pretty easy. That is just a difficult joint to get right, but once you got it right, it's pretty good. And he can stand on one leg. You know, who says Devastator doesn't have a leg to stand on? Now, next up, come over around here to the Mixmaster, and we're going to line Mixmaster's groove up with this groove things hanging out on the underside of Devastator's thigh, and that's just going to slide in place. Now to lock this one in, we got to find Mixmaster's mixing tray. Where'd your mixing dome go? Oh, here it is. Okay, now make sure it's folded correctly. You can leave the mixing thing out if you want, or you can fold it in if you want. And it's your transformer. Let's go ahead and connect those things together. Come on. Maybe you have to fold the mixing tray up. I think you do. So let's go ahead and pull that forwards, fold the mixing tray back inside of the barrel, fold that close, and here we go. Reattaching. There it is. Yeah, that was the problem. There it goes. Connected. 2 legs done. Awesome. Awesome. He's coming together now. And for some reason, apart just a little bit. Yeah, you're good. Okay. For some reason, this leg is just not wanting to work with me. Come on. What's up with you? Okay, that one's correct. That one's correct. There. Excellent. Next step is long haul. So long haul is the easier one. We've already lined him up. He's a big, flat, thing. We're just going to make sure those 2 points are close together up above the wheels, and then Mixmaster is going to come around and sit on this big square that we made by pushing up that front and back piece. And we're just going to line up the big old rectangle hole in the center of long haul to that piece. And come on now. There it goes. Now squeeze it down. Lock it in place. There it goes. Yeah, there we are. Locked in. Nuts. He's too far. His legs went too far back. Squeeze him down. Squeeze him down. Stupid legs. There we go. Maybe we just fold this piece up a bit. Come here. Oh, come on. Be like that. Good grief. Okay. Now, no, that is correct. Okay, good. All right. Now he's going to lean backwards just a bit right now, because he's not well balanced until we get the rest of him put in place, which is kind of a shame. He does like to lean back because of all this back weight, but no worries. We just gotta straighten him out. Come on now. Come on, Devastator. Squeeze. Get your legs to click forwards a bit. There it goes. Okay. So next step. Lay him down. That's what the next step is. Gonna lay him down for a second. Now, come around here to find your hook. Make sure the head of Devastator is facing forwards. Go around here, feel onto these sides, make sure all those connections are. If you feel on the top of Long Haul's cab, you'll find there's a rectangular hole, and that's where that rectangular peg's going to go on the underside. And then on the other side, his smokestack has a square hole, and that's where that's going to go. And then feel on his arm that we folded up earlier. It's actually got a little rectangular peg, and it's going to squeeze into a small little rectangular hole that's on the back of Long Haul there. Now, now that definitely helped his balance out. Look at that. Now, that did help out a lot. So, next step is we're going to bring in the arms. So, arm number 1. And the best way to figure out which way do these arms fit is feel on them and look for a big old hole. If you find a big old rectangular hole on the arm, then you know which way it goes, right? Okay, so there's that, and come on. There's that hole, and there's that hole. Cool. So this is the left arm. Now, I'm going to come around here and just kind of slide it on that. No, not like that. There you go. Now, push it down just a bit. Make sure it didn't lock. Come on. You got to lock. You got to lock, my friend. Come on. Lock in. Lock in. Lock in. There you go. Good, Devastator. Okay, now, we're going to find our other arm. Here's our other arm. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to come around here. We're going to lay it in. Push on it till it snaps into place. Excellent, excellent. Now, even without the core of him being, being connected, his little wings and stuff, this guy is solid. Okay, so next step is we're going to assemble his wings. So we got to find one wing. Make sure we've taken the guns off on either side of this thing, and we need to find the other wing. Where'd your other wing go? No, that's your hand. That's your other hand. Aha! No, those are little guns. Where's your other wing? There's your other wing. Devastator. Oh my god. You were such a messy thing. Here's the other wing. Okay. So, the best way I found for this is feel around on the inside of this big center piece, and you'll see that there's these two little pieces that stick out that have little hooks on the ends. They have little creases on the ends. Now, you want to make sure that's facing downwards. So the little two guns are going to be facing downwards. Next step, you want to make sure these wings are going not vertically up, not upwards, but you want to make sure that they're on a similar plane to that center bit. Should lock into place, okay. Now this wing's going to come around here to the side and lock into place. There we go. And he's got a little drone. All right. Now, we're going to... Oh, nuts. No! Scrapper. Okay, now we're going to come around here to the front, and we're going to pull Long Haul's hood down, or his nose down, the vehicle. Now, we're going to attach this thing to it, and I find the best way to do it is just lay him down real quick. So, we're doing a little surgery on Devastator. So, this little piece that folded out, we're just going to then attach those two little hooks to it. If you feel on the piece that you fold out from Long Haul, you'll find there's a little groove cut on either side. And that groove rests perfectly in this little wing section. And this is the easiest way to get that together. So now that that's connected, we can fold that forwards, and it should connect to hook and the two arms at the same time. That arm is connected. This arm is... Come on. No. Bad thing. This arm is connected. Come on now. Connect. You connected one of them perfectly well, you silly thing. Alright, let's get this piece connected there. There it is. Okay, so come on now. There it is. And there you are. And then here in the center, it snaps into place on a little groove that is formed. Make sure that piece is snapped in, and that piece is snapped in. Are you good? Yeah. You're good. You're good. Okay, next step is come around here and find his arms, his little hands, and we're going to push those two siege pegs in there, and then we're going to rotate the fists out on each of them. And of course, you know, this one's pretty easy to figure out. Where's your thumb at on your left hand, and where's your thumb at on your right hand? So if you can figure that out, then you can transform this guy completely. So we're going to go ahead and put left thumb there. So rotate this little arm nubbin that hangs out below him until you find the siege port. There it is. It was on the other side. So rotate him around till we get the siege port lined up. And was that not right? No, crap. That's right there. Okay. Come on now. Here it is. First arm assembled. Now we're going to come around here to the other arm and do the same thing. Find that siege port, rotate it around, and then slide the arm in place. There we go. Now we're going to go ahead and give him his big old gun. Where's your big old gun at? Okay, here's your hook. You need to put that back. So we're going to go ahead and set the hook in the hook spot. Right there. There we are. And then we need his big Devastator gun. Where's your big Devastator gun at? Little guns are going to all get piled up over here. Little guns. Big Devastator gun. Where you at? Where you at, big Devastator gun? What happened to you? I don't know what happened to the big Devastator gun. Ah, here's big Devastator gun. Now we're going to go ahead and put big Devastator gun in big Devastator's hand. Just got a little siege port for it. There we are. And that's how you assemble Devastator. I think this is a complicated guy to assemble. But once you get him assembled, he is one cool MFer, I think. I love him, and I am excited to talk to you about him tomorrow. I'll be doing some size comparisons with some of my larger Transformers, and hopefully Omega Supreme. So please, tune in tomorrow. I've been Blind Prime, and this thing sleeping off to the side has been Cream the Furry Orange Cat. Until next Prime, I hope you've enjoyed Devastator. Bye-bye for now.